All right, we're going to take the training to the next phase, and we're going to do video 2, going through Gmail, a little bit more detail here with Robbie. So I have his email account wide open, and I'm just going to go inbox so we're getting on the same page. So let's first tackle labels. So labels can be set up. The easiest way to set them up, and I'm going to do one here. I click on the email and I create the label. So for this is going to be training. And I want to be able to, let's see. Okay. All right. So that's that. Now I want to go into, and I want to create a bunch of different labels. So I'm going to go into my settings, because there's a couple ways you can create labels, but I just want to set them up from the beginning of how we're going to be doing this. I'll go into labels here, and I go down to create a new label. All right, we have training. Let's say we have marketing. We have, let's say, client development. And this just means it's already a client, you're working with them. I'll say client development work. Okay. We have resources. I'll put partners in here. Let me think what else. This might be a pending item that you're just waiting on that you might want to, you know, I'll actually put this as a pending deal. Another one might be schedule it. You know, something comes in your inbox and you're just like, all right, I got to make sure I schedule this. And I'll put hot prospect as another one. And target list, when a family will submit a target list. Those are some of the ones that I like to look at. Let me think what else we could do. So those are already saved for you. And let's go back into the. Let me just look at any other stuff that we might be able to do. Scouting list is another one we might want to do. Okay. All right, so we have those in place. So now let's just say I want to go through, and I'll create this one ourselves. So for this, we got, these are all, right? This is all scouting list related stuff. Other scouting lists. Okay. So I'm going to throw this, do a couple things. So I gave that a label, scouting list. So now all those are labeled scouting lists, right? And then it goes up on your left.
So you didn't move them, you just labeled them.
I just labeled them. If I moved them, I put them here. And that would archive them. Still be able to get to them, you know, here, or you can search by your labels here. So it's pretty slick that way. Now, let's just say I want to item, and I want to be able to throw all of those on my task list. Boom, they're all there. Just related. Now I'm going to get you in that, you know, keeping your inbox clean, so we archive them. You can always get back to them here or here, you know, or here. They're not gone. They're in the closet. Back out at any time. All right. So let's do NCAA coaching changes. So I'm just going to put that under, I'm going to put that courses for now. Gmail training. So I'm going to throw that under just training. And let's see. Okay, so for this, all this type of stuff, I'm going to just put under actually, I'll just call it prospects. Actually, no, I'm going to call it target prospects. There's a reason why. These are people that I'm keeping you in touch with, that I'm keeping you in the loop on, right? Like Dante, you were on that call, so we'll consider that a targeted prospect.
Next one should be two then, Scott's, right?
Yep.
Greg.
We can, yeah, for sure. And I'm just gonna, I'm just keeping you posted on this. So that's pretty much it for right now. And Paul, that's the same family. So I'm not going to do that one. I'll do the other one because and then what we can do is I'm just going to do this for now. Put it in there, right? You have an idea of just some targeted prospects that you've been kind of in the loop on, and then we archive them. You don't really need anything to do, you know, with them. Now, something, because I gave this to you as a, let's call this a, template. You can give 2 labels to things. So it's not just one label. You can put 5 labels on one thing. So I gave this as a template for an enrollment process so you understand, all right, we had a call, and this is what I sent as a follow-up. So you have that in place. Does that make sense? So it's both a targeted prospect and it's a template. You might want to reuse this, is what I'm saying. And I'll go into more detail on that at a later point. Okay, so let's go into some more. Actually, we'll just continue to move through. Let's move through your inbox. So, welcome team. So this is an action item. You're going to be working on some of this stuff right now, right? Or, you know, this is you said, provide me with your bio. You can view coach's example, send me a pic, headshots. I'll forward you an example. All right, so I'm going to say, second. Not sure why. All right, well, Jason, please send example of intro email. So you can reply to them right there. But this is a task that is a higher priority that you're going to. So let's go ahead and star it in red. So you got. I'll go through it, but
Wait, you start it and then click it again?
I can keep clicking it and I can go through these different options.
Oh, okay.
So the star system, which I'll talk about, might as well talk about it right now. We like orange, that's something that's in progress. You know, it's not completed yet, it's in progress. Blue, I like to use that for partnerships. We're talking to Mike Vieira, we're talking to Perfect Game, we're talking to whoever. And then that's more of like more. And then that might be something that I like to do it for some stuff that's client like money related in green.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is I have a question. I need to talk to somebody about this, or I need to research. I need to purple. Purple. It's a question. So for this one, we're just going to put it in. It's a priority to do. And then in terms of the workflow, you might say, you know what, I'm going to have time to do this on Friday. You might have time to do it earlier, but that gives you an idea. I know what I need to do. So Thursday. And then so when you're creating your task list, and I screwed up on this, but what we'll do is, how did I do it? Hold on one second. That's how I did it. All right. So you'll just want to, you have to change. So it's in order, because it does it by alphabetical order, and I just want all this stuff done in the right order. Day 4, Thursday, just the days of the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. And then I'll create day 6, Saturday, day 7. So now you got, and where's Monday? What the heck is going on? Okay. It didn't do it the way that I want for each phone, but we'll get this all done. All right, there it is. So you got the days in order. I'm just anal, but it's nice. You might prefer to do it this way, where you throw it on the days. You know, you might. Does that make sense?
So then you'd move this like to Friday.
Yeah, if you said, you know what, I'm going to tackle this Friday, then yeah, you just go add the task right there. It's on your Friday task list, and you know what you got to do. Next steps. If you wanted to do anything else, you know, you got it. You can move it to another list. Maybe you didn't get to it Friday. You want to move it to Thursday. You're like, dude, I got time to do it on Thursday. Or start it on Thursday. You can move it to another task list or to another, All right, now let's go back and let's start going into, call it. So, intro to Robbie. We're going to call this a, let's see. I don't know. I'm going to put this in training just for right now because it's kind of, you getting started. We've already got something for Dante, so I'm just going to do it. Invitation for Josh at 8 p.m. That's tonight. Available to listen in on that. Is that something you are available?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you would go yes. And we already have, I just archived that. No order. I'm handling this. Honestly, you don't need to label it. You can just archive it. There's nothing that you're not doing anything on that. It's all, I'm just keeping you in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that, you're going to want to be doing, and you're going to want to task list. So that's working on that contact list.
Mm-hmm.
When do you want to just throw that for Friday too? What date would make sense for you and have a little time to work on this contact list?
You can put that on Friday.
Okay. So it's right there. And what I like to do sometimes is try to estimate, how long I think something will take me. And just so I look at my task list and I get an idea, like working on this stuff might take you, 45 to 60 minutes. It's up to you, but that's just something that I've been doing lately. Again, I'm going to take the inbox. Actually, I'm going to leave it in your inbox, but you can move it later.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my example of that contact list that I sent you. So if you need to take a look at that, you can look at that. That's archived. I've shared my calendar with you. Let me see if it asks you to do anything. Hello, Robbie. We're writing to let you know. Andrew's giving you access. Nothing you need to do. We're already got Dante good to go. Download apps for iPhone. Tips. This is all training stuff. Some of it came, you don't need that. So there you go. Your inbox is pretty dang clean. You might have a question on this one with Jason that you can talk to him about here. Hey, I looked at the bios. I got a question. Let me see what makes sense. This contact list, it's already on your Friday deal, so you can do that as well. Does that make it more sense?
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff for
I get it.
that minimalist, that's just a lot. Yeah.
I get it. That's why I'm recording it. And listen, we're not expecting you to be, dude, a master of this anytime soon. This will take time. What's the most important thing is, that we're building relationships with families, coaches, baseball, relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That we're seeing players, we're connecting with them. This is just, we're trying to make this like, 20% of the role to be able to have some administrative and kind of, just like scouting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to do your reports, you have to do your stuff.
Work to do.
Yeah. But we want to make 90% of it being more of the stuff that's in the field, in conversation, whether it's in person or over the phone with families, coaches, etc. Just got to do this first. All right. So stars, and it's orange, which is pending. Red, orange, blue as partners. Red, exclamation point is, priority task or action item. And then you got green check, and that's usually revenue, say, enrollment related. And then you have the purple question mark, and that's question, got a question. Task lists, we broke them down by different types, different days, how to add email to a task list. Then we went over the how to add notes, add deadline, and then you move on the task list. Let's go over filters a little bit more. So I already set up this one for every time, Jason sends you an email. So I'm going to send a dummy email to you, and it's going to be, let's just say, Joe Blow 777@gmail. I'm just going to try this as a test. Test client, Joe Blow, 2017. So that's sending. All right, let's go in here. So I just send that to myself, or did I send that to you? Oh, jackass. All right. I meant to send it to you. Come on. I'll just send. It'll come through. No, well, let's look at Jason. So Jason said, here's an example of an intro email. So he got back to you on that example there. So that's great. I'll just make this as unread so you can review it.
Yeah.
And that's always where you can go to that. Boom, there's the email. We've got a test client. Now, what I want to do, this might be from, but let's just say I want to filter messages like this. And so let's just say Joe Blow's a new client, right? And I want to choose a new label. Sorry, I'm going pretty quick. So apply a new label. You can choose a new label. And we're going to set these labels up for you. But let's just say it's a premier client, right? Now, if there were matching conversations, you'd create it. Boom, that label's been created. I'm going to do it now because we didn't really get something from that person. But that just reminds me of some other labels that I can create for you. And let's think about this. I'm going to go into settings, back to labels, and I want to create a new label. Premier. I'm thinking about the best way to do this might be Premier 2016. So there's no confusion here. And then I'll do Pro 2000. We're not going to have any 2016 sign up for that one. Next Game Find Pro, just the 3 name. So if we go to my inbox and I go GPP, let me see. No, it's not going to come up. Okay. So we haven't had a lot of people sign up for this one, and it's been a while, or maybe I just haven't used the labels that much on this. But I can get to, families that have signed up for certain programs. So let me just search. Maybe that's not the right label. Anyway, it's set up. We'll explain how to use it later. Just setting you up with some different things that are going to be able to be automated. So we went over common labels. We went over common labels. I think we've honestly covered more than enough today. Any questions?